Nerds of a certain age might look back on our less connected yesterdays fondly, but good luck trying to escape the internet now. It's on our desks, it's in our pockets, on our wrists, and in our ears, and there really isn't a stronger proponent of this uber-connected feature than Google. Over the years, the search giant, thanks in large part to the services that tie into it, has grown much smarter and much more personal. Now Google is trying once again to weave itself into the fabric of our homes, not with Android-powered streaming boxes, but an intelligent and, dare I say, pretty cute assistant. Say hello to Google Home. As an accessory for your pad, Google Home does just fine. It's about half the weight of Amazon's Big Echo, and it looks more like an air freshener than a highly intelligent bit of connected hardware. You can customize it too. A quick twist and a yank removes the gray fabric base, which you can swap for something a bit more your speed. If nothing else, Google Home will not clash with your decor. And then you start talking to it. When I reviewed Google's Pixel, I got a taste of how accurate Google's Assistant could be when listening to my voice commands. Well, it works even better with Google Home, and a lot of the credit goes to its 2-microphone setup. Home accurately interpreted just about everything I was saying, be it asking for a news update or adding stuff to my shopping list, just as long as my voice was above a whisper. As you probably guessed, there's more than a little overlap in functionality between Google Home and Amazon's Echo, but Google Home was far and away the better listener. Alexa, read me a sad poem.
I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
Okay, Google, read me a sad poem.
Here's a poem by Robert Frost, Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice.
Turns out it's better at answering, too. Google's Home is tied intimately into Google's knowledge graph, which, to make a really long story short, helps it answer more of your questions even when they're really obtuse. How many millimeters in 10 astronomical units?
10 astronomical units equals 1.496 times 10 to the 15 millimeters.
Alexa certainly tries to answer questions and generally does a pretty good job, but once again, Google Home just feels smarter. That's also because of how it tracks the context of your questions. How old was Neil Armstrong when he died?
Neil Armstrong was 82 years old when he died in 2012.
Okay, Google. Was he married?
He was married to Carol Held Knight and Janet Sheeran.
Okay, Google. Did he have kids?
Eric Armstrong, Karen Armstrong, and Mark Armstrong.
See that? I didn't have to keep saying Neil Armstrong. This sort of contextual awareness can obscure Google Home's true nature in some weird ways. I mean, you'll never really forget you're talking to a machine, but just talking to it feels normal and fluid and conversational, I would say even natural sometimes. It's a handy music machine too, just as long as you keep your expectations in check. Don't get me wrong, asking Home to play tunes from Spotify, YouTube Music, Pandora, and Google Play Music is absolutely peachy. The built-in speaker definitely isn't bad, and it gets really loud, but don't expect this thing to replace your existing sound system.
Playing on Spotify.
That said, it'll sync to multiple pairs of speakers if they have Chromecasts attached to them, so it's pretty easy and cheap to set up a whole house audio system. And if you're the sort of person who has or is trying to build a smart home around yourself, you're in luck. You can connect Google Home to gadgets from Nest, Philips Hue, and SmartThings, which is perfect when you need to turn up the heat without getting out of bed. If the list of services I've mentioned so far seems a little short, well, you're right. Amazon's biggest advantage over Google Home is its head start. Developers have been building skills and hooking services into the Echo for over a year. In fairness, there are ways to make Google Home work with services that haven't officially embraced it yet. Tell Slack I really need to go to the bathroom.
Gonna Slack that, B.
Google's Assistant doesn't know what these things are, but IFTTT does, so it acts like a middleman and moves information from one to the other. If you're checking out the review the day it goes live, there's something like 60 recipes available, and they'll connect Google Home to anything from your smart coffee maker to your smart oven to your BMW. The thing is, Google Home just doesn't have the same broad connections Amazon's Echo has. Yet, anyway. We already know that services like OpenTable and Fandango will connect themselves to Google's Assistant, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The bigger question is whether Google will ever be able to catch up with Amazon. I doubt the people in charge will settle for good enough in their zeal to give us our own personal Googles, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, there's another more pressing issue to deal with, and that's the lack of support for multiple accounts. Now, if you're anything like me, you have a work Gmail account and a personal account. It's pretty common. Google Home works with, reads from, and adds to your pool of data. But if you wanted to ask, say, for a rundown of your day that includes everything you're on the hook for, you're out of luck. It's one account or the other. And since everyone who talks to your Google Home adds to Google's collective understanding of who you are, it's not hard to see how other people would screw up your recommendations or search history. Ultimately, the thing to remember is these issues can and most likely will be fixed in time. Google Home will eventually get a bunch of new third-party integrations, and Google is aware of and looking into ways to handle that single account data muddling. I'm confident that given enough time, Google Home will be a great product. Amazon's Echo took a lot of time to get there too. For now though, it's just an attractive, capable, intelligent first step down that path. Just know it won't do everything the competition will just yet. Okay Google, are you my friend?
I'm your friend till the end.